Well, how's everybody today? Thank y'all for all the well wishes and hope you get better and all that. Thank you very much. I'm still a little stopped up, but I do feel a lot better today than I did yesterday. Now it is 75 degrees and the sun is shining. How about that? I cannot sit in the house, and I will not sit in the house, whether I feel bad or not, when the weather is as nice as it is today. And I've got a lot of stuff to do, a pretty good bit of stuff to do. I don't want to fall behind too bad, so I'm working on the leather for the 2 antler handles, the Nesmik style knife, and the cleaver. Ryan, your knives, I started on the sheaths, and this leather here I got the other day, very nice stuff, very good leather, but it will not stamp like I want it to with stamps. I ruined one hitting it too hard, and if I had the camera on, y'all would have saw me throw something across the shop and say some bad words, but but that's okay. I will get to the leather store probably tomorrow, maybe the next day, because I only have enough to do of the other stuff, the thicker stuff I normally use. I just poked my finger and I bet you it's going to start bleeding. But I only have enough to do one, and I want them, it's not bleeding yet, and I want them to match. So I'll go up to the leather store tomorrow. Now this one, this is for this one, very heavy knife, so I am double stitching the belt loop. I want to make sure it's good and steady, and the belt loop is a thicker material than this, so that's why I'm double stitching. Now, I was asked a while back to how I got into knife making and would I do a video about it. Now, I think I've done one before, but that's been a long time, so we'll just go ahead and do another one. Now, back in, I forget what year it was. I think it was 2004 or 5. I had I was at work on the job, and I had my first heart attack. I tried to go back to work after that. It didn't work out. The doctor says you can't go to work anymore, you can't do this, you can't do that. I said, okay. So while we're waiting on to see what we're going to do, the solution, I was stuck at home. Alright, Mama went to work. Well, I mean, not that she didn't work already around here, but she went and got a job. And I was here basically by myself with the youngest daughter, you know, after school and all that. But for most of the day, I was here, you know, nothing to do. Well, nothing that I could do, because I was pretty heavily medicated back then. About to go crazy. So Ricky Jr. got me a computer, the first one that we had. Little laptop. I didn't know anything about them. I never liked computers. I didn't want to fool with one. But he brought it, showed it to me, and I said, look at all this stuff. So That's also the time that a lot of the survival shows was coming out on TV. And I really liked to watch that Dual Survival show back then, when it was almost believable. And I kept seeing knives on there. And I've been a knife fan since I was a kid. I always had knives. Like to fool with knives and all this kind of stuff. And I saw one that old Canterbury had. And I said, well, I want one of those. Let me look at the website here, and well, his website back then. I said, well, let me see if I can't get me one. And when I looked at it, the price just floored me, because I couldn't afford that. And I said, goodness, look at this. So I started looking around on knives on the internet and seeing where people made knives. And I said, well, shoot, I've got a shop out there. All kind of tools. Plenty of time. I bet you I can make one. Now this is going to be difficult right here. Get in there. So that's where it started. I made one. The steel wasn't very good. It didn't work out real well. It looked like a knife. It looked good. And it worked, but it would not hold the edge after you cut an apple with it. So I started researching on YouTube, and that's when I found YouTube. I had no idea what YouTube was before then. So I started researching and reading about steel, learning about steel and all this kind of stuff. And I started making knives and got better and better at it. And then I had so many, I started to give them away. Friends, you know, people that I knew around. One day this guy came over and he looked at one of them. It was actually a camp knife, the first version of the camp knife, which is a little bit smaller than the one I do now. And he looked at it and he said, I like that. He said, I want that. And before I could say, well, go ahead and take it, he said, I'll give you $25 for it. And I said, well, heck yeah. I mean, I'm sitting here with basically no money. Mama's got a job, but she was not making nearly what I made back that time. And of course, since we owned our property and all that, you know, they recommended I try for government assistance and all this. Did not want to do it. I tried. And they sat there and told me, you do not qualify because you have too many assets. And I said, well, okay. Which I didn't want anyway, but sort of made me mad in a way, because I've paid taxes for years and years, just like most of us. So, that's where I started. Then I made a few more. And I sold them locally mainly. People I know and word of mouth and this and that. And then I started my YouTube channel and sold a few. And then one day, I'll give props. One day this guy sent me a message and said, hey, you know, I like that knife you showed on there. How much is it? And it was what is now known as the J. Noel Skinner. And when I first got the message, I looked and I said, holy crap, that's J. Noel Zero. Sent me a message. Because I've been watching his channel for a good while. And he bought the first knife off my YouTube channel purchase was by him. And that's the one that he still carries today. I actually sent him two. I guess I was trying to suck up or something, I don't know. Anyway, I sent him two, and he has both of them today, and carries one of them. One of them is his favorite. I think he carries it all the time. So that's how I got started in knife making. And I just kept going and kept trying, and then I started forging. A lot of my knives are forged. A lot of them are stock reduction. Like this is a forged knife. Stock reduction is most of what you see, the camp knives, the Wallace 1s, 2s, and all those. And I've tried to name all my knives after my friends or people that suggest names to me. I just think it's cooler if it's got a name to it. But there you go. That's how I got started. Mainly out of boredom, because I am a get up and go kind of guy. I have never ever been able to sit. I mean, I'll sit for 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and I've got to get up and do something. My hands have got to be busy. I've got to do something. Whether it's making a knife, whether it's working in the yard, cooking on the outdoor kitchen, or whatever. Pardon me. I've got to stay busy. I'm not a sitter. I've never been that way. And when I get a little cold and sick like I am now, I still can't sit. I can't do it. It goes against everything I was taught. I mean, because I was taught if you want something, you got to work for it. Nobody's going to give you nothing. So, there you go. That's the story. And it has the knife. It's a hobby. It's not a business. It's not my living. Because I get a retirement check. Pardon me. My wife still works payroll job. That's where she's at right now. Excuse me. And I really wish she didn't have to. And if push comes to shove, she wouldn't have to. But she thinks she needs to. So we had talked about one time her quitting that and coming out here and helping me and adding some more things to the hobby and actually making a business out of it, which we may still do that one day. But she is I gotta go to work, I gotta work hard, I got to kill myself, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Pardon me. That's the way she was raised. And she's been with me twice as long as she was with her family. But still has that mentality. And I understand the work hard part. I'm the same way. But I'm trying my best to get her out of the public workforce and either out here with me or build her a little shop or whatever to do her. Well, she can make little things, little crafts and stuff. When she has time, she does, and she would be very good at helping me with this leather work and that kind of stuff. So the knife making now is bigger than I've ever thought it would be, and that's because of all of you all that support my hobby. Buy things from me, trade things with me. I really appreciate that. And in the near future, I do not see anything changing. I'm going to keep making knives and keep trying new things. And as long as I can stay well, that's my thing. My immune system is not what it used to be, even though I take my Flintstone vitamins and everything the doctor gives me. But that's the only thing the problem I have now that I didn't used to have is I get sick fairly easy through the winter. See, at 77 degrees today. A couple weeks ago it was in the 20s. So that up and down roller coaster weather, that's bothers me. Once it evens off and gets up into the 80s and 90s and even the hundreds and all, I'm good then. I'm fine. I can't get out of in it a whole lot, but I'm okay. As long as I'm in the shop here with the air conditioner on, I'll be okay. But I forgot who it was that asked me that, but there you go. That's how I got started. And all I know to do is keep going And speaking of keeping going, got the belt loop sewed on. I'm going to glue this together. What I do, I glue them together, let them dry, and I punch the holes and I'll sew that. And this one will be ready. This one is just a storage sheath for the cleaver, the antler handle cleaver. No, that one is sold too. That one's sold too. And I plan on making some more of those in the next week or so. And what else was I going to say? I guess that's it. Alright, let me get back to it. Let me glue this up and ready to punch holes and sew that one. And I thank y'all for watching. I thank you for your support. I'm not turning the camera on me right now because I have not shaved in a week, because I haven't felt like it. And the kids tell me when I don't shave like that, my face looks like it's dirty. So don't want y'all to think I run around with a dirty face, which I do sometimes. Alright, thank y'all for watching, and I will see you later.